Good morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I've done or am working on, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is September 20th. This is my 62nd FlossTube video. And I just want to say welcome to anyone who is finding me for the first time. I hope that you like and subscribe and, enjoy spending this time here. And if you're a returning subscriber, I love you guys. You know that spending this time with you each week is one of the highlights of my week. So, this week, it's been a week. The bobcat fires, which I talked about a little bit last week, are still burning. I read an article that said they would be burning for months. However, the ash and the smoke and everything have kind of cleared up in my area. The sky is blue. I think we saw blue for the first time like Thursday. And today the sky is really gorgeous. So it's nice that the air quality is a little bit better here. It's still overly hot. It's been in the high 90s for the last couple days. I think it's supposed to start coming down this week, the temperature. So hopefully that will be the case. We also had some earthquakes the last couple days. The only one that I really felt was Friday night around 11:30. There was a huge jolt. And yeah, so it was like a really short earthquake as far as what I felt, but really strong. And apparently it was like a 4.6 earthquake located up, I don't remember exactly where it was, but I know it was really close to like the Pasadena area where my boss lives. So yeah, so it was more north of me in the Los Angeles area. And and apparently there were some yesterday too, but I didn't feel it. I was at my brother's, which is a little bit more south. So also Friday night, as you may be aware, we lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a great American. It's interesting. She was of Jewish heritage. I don't believe that she was an observant Jew or anything like that, but she was of Jewish heritage. And Friday night when she passed was Erev Rosh Hashanah, which is one of the most holy Jewish days. It's the Jewish New Year. And traditionalists, people who are very observant, say traditionally it's thought that somebody who passes during the high holy days, that Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, that whole time, which is our holy period, I guess, that they are very righteous people and exalted almost, that they pass at the end of the year because they were needed for as long as possible, which I find that interesting. I mean, obviously it's a huge loss to our country. It's a huge loss to anybody who has liberal leanings, and yeah, her loss is going to be felt very strongly. And so she's been in my thoughts all weekend, and all the people who are so affected and feel this great loss and feel fear, actually, because of what could happen now that she's not there to, in essence, protect our rights and protect the things that are important to us. So anyway, my heart goes out to everybody who's feeling those feelings. And I've read so many memes and things like that people were saying, and I guess bottom line is that we can mourn, and then we have to continue the fight, continue what she was doing, and vote to get people in who will continue in her footsteps, kind of thing. Anyway, all right, so that is kind of all for my recap. As I said, yesterday was the first day of Rosh Hashanah. Jewish tradition holidays start the night before. So if you saw on calendars that Friday was Rosh Hashanah, it's because Rosh Hashanah started at sundown on Friday. So yesterday was actually Rosh Hashanah. I haven't really been observant as far as like going to temple and stuff like that in several years. I was pretty observant as a child, was not in most of my adulthood. Became extremely observant when I met my ex-husband because his family was. His mother actually had converted, and he was in the process of converting when I met him, but they were very observant, and I enjoyed getting back into that sort of traditional aspect of my religion when I met him, but since stuff kind of fell apart with us, yeah, I haven't been very observant, and it all kind of goes hand in hand. But anyway, so I was at my brother's yesterday. As I've said, they moved last week, so they're still living in a bit of chaos. So we kind of did a little bit of, you know, talking about Rosh Hashanah and you know, and a little bit of that kind of thing with the kids, but it was much more of a secular day. But it was very enjoyable to be with family, as it usually is. So one of the things that I wanted to show you guys, that kind of relates to the fact that my brother moved. I used to do a lot of pottery, and I haven't really shown that much of what I've done on the channel. I was very beginner, very beginner. But when Aaron and Stacy moved, I had given them some pieces that actually what had happened is I didn't like them, and I was going to get rid of them, and they saw them and they're like, those are great, and so they took them. But then when they're moving, they were downsizing, and they didn't want to just get rid of these things, but they didn't feel like they had room for them, so they asked me if I wanted them back because they were my pieces. So I took them back, but I thought it would be fun to show you, and I'll explain why I kind of thought that they were failures. But so the first piece I'm showing you actually wasn't one that I gave to them, it's one I kept. And this is the one that I didn't think was a failure and was what I was trying to do with the other ones. So this is just a like little flat tray. And I did this technique with the stars. And the way this is done actually is you do it like a double glazing. So you do your piece, it gets fired, and then you do the glazing and it gets fired again. So in this case, it actually got glazed twice and fired twice, two glazed firings, because with the raw pottery, I then actually used paper stickers, star stickers, to make the pattern, and then glazed it with the blue. And then when it came out, then I had to glaze all the little stars because they burn off, and fire it again. I think that's how I did it. This is a couple years ago now. And I really liked how this came out. But on these other pieces, I thought it would be really clever, and instead of taking the time to paint every individual star, which was a pain, I thought, well, I'll just paint, you know, the glaze in a pattern, and I didn't like the way it came out. So this is a bowl that I did. It still has a really nice shape, and I'm proud of that because these are all done on a wheel, and you know, it's not the easiest thing to do. But you can see I did this glaze in the pattern, and I thought that would take care of it, and it just really didn't do what I wanted it to do. But this one I think is a really nice shape dish. And again, I wish I had just taken the time to glaze each individual star. I thought it would maybe look like kind of like a Milky Way galaxy thing, but it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. And then this is the last one. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I can't remember if I was using food safe glaze, so since I can't remember, I'm not going to use it for food. I think they are, but I don't want to take a chance on that, of course. Oh, and then the last piece is this little vase, which, again, I think the shape came out really nice. The glaze is maybe not how I wanted it to turn out, but, you know, you never know with glazes. It's like you cannot, especially at the level of expertise that I was working on, you never know. You never know how it's going to turn out. This is actually a red glaze, and you can see like little bits of the red came through, but the rest of it glazed this weird cream color, and you just never know. It has to do with what other things are in the kiln. There's just so many factors, and so a lot of times when you're doing pottery, you can't, you know, you don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. You just don't. It's like, especially with the glazing. The glazing is kind of a crapshoot, and sometimes you'll get a happy, wonderful surprise. It'll come out and it'll be more gorgeous than you ever thought, and sometimes everything that you had in mind, nothing happens. So anyway, but pottery, I really enjoyed doing it. As I said, I said before, I did it for like a year and a half after when I moved to Long Beach and stuff. I took classes from a studio that is there in Long Beach, and totally enjoyed it. But it was kind of expensive, and it got to a point where it was a little bit prohibitively expensive for me, and it was like, the class was like in the middle of the day on Saturday, so it basically took up the whole day, because I'm like that. I can't run around and do 10 different things. It's like if I have a class at 1 o'clock, you know, that's going to go to 4, then I'm not going to do anything in the morning, and then I have the class, and then, you know, it's time for dinner on the way home. So that's kind of just how I am, and I felt like I was giving up too much of my weekends to this. So anyway, maybe something I get back into in the future, because I have done it several times during my life, and I enjoy it. Who knows? I don't think it's not gonna make me give up on cross stitch, because that seems pretty firmly rooted now. Okay, so on to what I worked on this week. I have a little FFO finish. I finished another little Halloween ornament that I can put on my tree, and this is this Boo Little Birders or Birder Crap Designs Boo. Although I didn't actually do the Boo. All I did was the characters. And so here it is. I think that came out pretty cute. So I finished it, actually. This is a lid from a Bath & Body Works candle. I started saving those, and I have a video out on how I have just used sticky back felt to turn those into like orc catchers. I don't know, the lids are so pretty, and I feel like, you know, I always feel like there's something that can be done with them. So I had this one, I had already pulled out the plastic because, you know, in preparation to turn it into an orc catcher maybe. And I just used a little bit of sticky board. Actually, I used 2 pieces of sticky board because I didn't have a piece that was wide enough, except I had some big pieces, and I felt like it would be a waste to cut those up for something so little. But I had a few like strips that were like that wide, that came off when I had trimmed down pieces for my year of celebration. So I actually just did 2. I did 2 half circles and put them together. I figured since it was a flat black thing, it wouldn't matter. And I didn't even put any batting or anything. Then I did this bow, and with a little glass bauble, so it kind of matches the other one I did. And then I felt like it needed something around the edge, and I was like, I was trying to decide what to do. I actually put this together. It was really late at night, and but I wanted to do it. And I had a skein of floss that was in my my no-name floss, or, you know, I have a box that has stuff that isn't DMC, basically, like regular 6-strand floss that isn't DMC, that I've gotten from when I bought a big, like 300 skeins of floss when I first started stitching from eBay, and I pulled out the DMC. I all categorized and organized in my DMC boxes, but the other stuff I just put in a box. And then I also have stuff from like kits that you know, are not DMC, some stuff that I've been sent. So anyway, I have a box of basically no-name floss, and there was a skein that exactly matched this ribbon, this gold floss. And so I was trying to figure out what to do with it. I don't have the equipment to make cording because I thought that that would be good. But what I ended up doing is I had some pipe cleaners. I took a pipe cleaner and I just wrapped the skein around the pipe cleaner, like all the way down, all the way back, and I just did it until I ran out of the skein, and then that's what I used in there. And it's not, you know, I didn't wrap it perfectly. There's some texture to it, but I really think it turned out cute, and I like it. I'm happy. I will be hanging it on my tree. I haven't hung it on my tree yet because I wanted to show it to you guys. So there's that. So today I need to find, I have several of my Halloween ornaments, you know, just cross stitch Halloween edition magazines. I have 4 of them and I only have 3 out here, and I don't know where the other one is. I'm gonna have to look for it. I'm gonna have to find a little small to stitch because I learned yesterday that little children don't forget when you tell them stuff. So my nephew Hudson, who is going to be 6 on October 6th, loves Halloween, like adores Halloween. All of his favorite movies are kind of like Halloween themed, and he just loves Halloween. So he's super looking forward to Halloween this year. We're having a little family party because we're not doing the trick-or-treating. I told you guys about that. So, you know, so he's really excited about that. He's excited about his birthday coming up. When I was working on that other little ornament that I showed you guys that had like the Frankenstein and his bride, that was the, I think, Stitch People. I brought that over and I showed it to him, and he was just like, oh, that's so beautiful. And he's like, and I said, I'll make you one. Do you want one? And he said, yes. Well, I thought he would basically, like, in one ear out the other it, because he's, you know, he's 5, he's almost 6, but, you know, and it's cross stitch. But, you know, he's fascinated. Every time I come over, I bring cross stitch, and he always wants to kind of, like, help me. So I'll put the needle in, he pulls the needle for me, and he'll do that for, you know, 5 or 10 minutes before he decides to move on to something else. So he was doing that with me yesterday, and he's like, where's the one that you're going to make for me? So he didn't forget. So I definitely need to make some kind of little Halloweenish ornament. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be something for him, because I did tell him I would, and he hasn't forgotten it. So I need to do that and have it done at least by his birthday so that I can give it to him along with his other stuff. But anyway, so that's one of the things I need to do today, is find something to stitch for him. I could just stitch the same little people that I did for me, but I'm going to go through these magazines, see if I can find something that I think that he would like. So that is one of my planned things I have to do today, is to make some kind of Halloween ornament for my nephew, because he did not forget. And I thought he would, but nope, didn't forget at all. So, okay. So whips I worked on this week, speaking kind of Halloween, as I worked on a lot of my sort of Halloween-y pieces. Obviously I finished that little ornament, and then I worked on ink circles, fire burn. I worked on this yesterday. This is another one that's kind of easy to bring with me when I go over to my brother's. So I got all the way over to the other corner. I don't know why. I mean, I guess maybe because it was in the magazine. You know, the whole pattern is printed, but it's not necessary because it's the same pattern like 4 times. You just like switch around the corners. So I think all of this is new, and then I did this little green ghosty guy. So yeah, so I did quite a bit on this yesterday. It goes pretty fast actually, and I think it's really pretty. So I am enjoying that one. And as I've said, I'm enjoying the ink circle, so I think that's something that I will keep doing. I also worked a little bit on my white swirly pumpkin, which again, was a free pattern, and I don't know where it's from. It was just, I searched, you know, free Halloween patterns, and this came up and I printed it, and I can't even see on it. There's a little tag that has information in it, and it came out so blurry. This is fun to stitch too. I'm doing this one with I believe the green is Queen City Dyers, and then I'm just using the bright white DMC with one strand of a blending filament to get a little bit of sparkle, which I don't even know if you can see it with the camera, but and this is on fabric. It was kind of like a golden color Aida, 18 count Aida, and I did my technique of pickle jar dyeing using tangerine grit and a tiny bit of cherry red, and I just think that the fabric I think came out really pretty, which is why I wanted to do like something that was with simple colors. I think this is gonna be really pretty when it's done. Then, I worked on one of my full coverage Heaven and Earth Design quick stitch. This is Kreinik Mfg by Nadia Tate, and again this is a quick stitch, just means it's smaller basically. And Nadia Tate has a whole bunch of these quick stitches, so it's the full picture, it's just a smaller picture. So I was able to finish another diagonal this week, and I think it's coming along really nice. This is on a 16 count opalescent Aida that I gridded, and I decided to do it that way because I'm not stitching the background. So any place where you see like the blue background on here, I'm not stitching it. I'm just using the fabric to create that. But she's really pretty. And it's amazing how these things like come to life as you work on them. And the last couple things I worked on this week is I did work on my diamond painting. Got a little bit further on the cat. So you can see the pumpkin is starting to come in. I say every time I share this that it's being kind of a pain because the drills are popping. If you look really close, I don't even know if you can see, but every time I go to do it, I have to fill in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's like 5 drills down here that fell out, so I'm gonna have to fill those in before I do anything else. But I'm getting further down. This is the picture. I know it's blurry. It's not a very good, picture on the edge here, but and I want to get this done like before October, so I can put it on my door. That's my plan. Oh, and before I forget, I want to give like a shout out, I guess. Happy birthday to my friend Tracy. I've talked about her in so many of my videos, but today is her birthday, so I hope she's having a happy day. I know the news of RBG's passing hit her especially hard, so I hope that she can still have a happy day. But anyway, I just wanted to say happy birthday, Tracy. Oops. And then the last thing that I worked on this week is my lime cube project. For those of you who are new, this all started with a counted canvas project, which is called Lime. It's this one. It's a Color Delights by Needle Delights, and I have it covered. So anyway, since this is the real thing, you can see it here. So I enjoyed doing this. It was beautiful when I finished it. But when I finished it, I'm like, what am I going to do? Am I going to just stick it in a frame? What am I going to do with it? I framed my first one, this pink thing that you can't see very well from the camera, but that is another Needle Delights color piece that I did, and I did frame that one. But then, you know, I'm like, how many of these I'm going to frame? But I was looking at the pattern and what I thought would be kind of cool, because the patterns are a jumping off point, right, as far as colors and stuff. In fact, when you buy these patterns, a lot of times they'll have several different colorways because you can buy them as kits, and so there's several different colorways that you can purchase. But I decided to do that myself and just use the textures and stuff that were listed for the lime, and I decided to do 5 more colors, and then, you know, I'll do a 6th piece that is kind of plain to put on the bottom, and I'm going to make a cube out of it filled with walnut shells, so it can sit on my desk and it could be a doorstop, it could be a paperweight, it can be a whatever, and that's what I'm doing. So I did the lime originally, and then I did a blue purple one, a blurple one, and I did a peach kind of brownie one. So those 2 are completed, and then the last 2 are in progress. So that's what I worked on this week. I worked some more on the pink colorway and on the rainbow. The rainbow's gonna go on the top. And honestly, I chose the colors that I chose partly because that's what I had in my stash. They all have a Caron watercolors, I believe, is the 3-strand one. They all have one of those. Okay, there's this thread on my camera here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but okay. So they all have a Caron watercolors. They all have a silk in them, and they all have one of these shiny, like satiny flosses, and then they have different kinds of sparkly floss. So yeah, so they all have like the same kind of textures, but different brands and different, you know, slightly different styles and everything. So this is really fun to work on, and I think it's going to be a really pretty piece when it's completed. Okay, let's not catch the floss in the zipper. Okay, so that is all for my whips this week. As usual, I feel like I'm not working on that much, and then when I get to pull it out here, there's like 6 or 7 different things, so I guess I work more than I think I do. My plans are just to like continue on working on the projects that I've been working on. I'm rotating them in and just working on what I feel like doing that day. As I said, I need to find some kind of project to do for Hudson. I'm probably going to do that today. Oh, one of the other things that I'm going to be doing today is I did get my Yum box yesterday, my Universal Yums box. And as I said last week, I'm going to, since I'm going to be getting that every month, I thought it would be fun to kind of do like a taste test with you guys. So I'm going to set that up. I might do it slightly different. I think I'm going to put a table or a TV tray in front of me, in front of the camera. So obviously, if there's 10 or 12 things in here to taste, I want to taste them for you, but I'm not going to eat them all. So I need to have a way to put it back together, and we'll figure it out this afternoon. But I look forward to doing that, and so that might be uploaded later today or tomorrow or something. I don't know. I know people who they record stuff and then they schedule it for later in the week, and I am terrible. It's like if I do it, I want to get it out there, and it may not be the best thing for my channel. It might be better for my channel to spread them out, but no, I get too excited and I want to upload them, so I do. I do have a little bit of haul this week. I put in a small order at 123 Stitch, again feeling in a Halloween mood, and I wanted like little things because of this idea of doing this tree. I don't know that I'm going to be doing anything more for this year, but I did get this pattern from the Drawn Thread. It's little bits of Halloween. So there's so many ways you can do it. You can do a big thing, or you can do them all individually. They have them in a row, they have them in a column. But I thought this was really cute. I did get another pattern that, I don't know if it was back ordered or what, so it's probably coming sometime this week in my mail, so I guess you'll see it next week. And then after working on the 20 count Aida, which I was working on I'm working on for my sampler September, sampler of Shaw, which I didn't work on this week, but I wanted to get a little bit more of the 20 count, so I just got a piece of white 20 count Aida that then I can dye or do something with. I don't know what that's for yet, but I just wanted to have it. While I was looking in the fabric section, 123 Stitch, I came across this. I think it's on sale a little bit too, so this is, it feels weird. 14 count, this is glow in the dark fabric. So, that might be something to do my little thing for Hudson on. Maybe I can do a ghost something and do like the reverse stitching where you stitch the background. I don't know, it feels really weird. It feels, I don't know, almost like sticky or spongy. It feels very weird. And I haven't tested it out yet, but we'll see. And then just because I was on there, I decided to get a few étoiles. And so I've got purple and green. Those are kind of Halloween-y. And the black. Maybe I can do something with these. So anyway, that was a little bit of haul I got this week. And yeah, I think that's about it. This is a little bit shorter video than I normally do. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a great week next week. Enjoy your stitching time, enjoy your family time, and until I see you next week, or until I see you in my taste test video, I hope that you all remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.